Diabetes is the 7th leading cause of death in Hawaii, and the Department of Health strives to promote wellness and improve the quality and years of life for Hawaii's people through a variety of programs and resources. And joining me today is Elia Titimoea, Diabetes Program Coordinator. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Now let's talk about this very important topic, diabetes, and why it's so important for us to talk about prevention.
Well, it's important to prevent diabetes because it has very serious complications. These complications happen when our blood sugar, also known as blood glucose, is too high. Over time, these high levels of blood glucose can damage the small blood vessels in our eyes, in our kidneys, and in the nerves in our feet, which is why it is the #1 cause of adult blindness, kidney failure, and lower limb amputation. And as you mentioned earlier, it's the 7th leading cause of death in Hawaii.
There's pre-diabetes and there's actual diabetes. What's the difference between the two?
So the difference is in the amount of blood glucose that you have. There are different ways that we can measure blood glucose, but the most common are your A1C and your fasting blood glucose. And occasionally we do the oral glucose tolerance test. Now, it's important to know the numbers for these tests, but for this morning, we'll just focus on the fact that there are ranges of test results that we consider normal, pre-diabetes, and diabetes. And they're represented by the colors green, yellow, orange, and red in the graphic that we see here, just like our traffic lights. Now, if you have pre-diabetes, you're at higher risk for developing diabetes, but it's not automatic that you will. The good news is, if you can make some lifestyle changes that'll help you to lose weight, like eating healthier or moving more, you can prevent yourself from developing diabetes. In fact, some people have been able to reverse their pre-diabetes back into the normal range.
Wow.
So knowing if you have pre-diabetes is an important first step, because then you can make those changes that will help you to prevent diabetes.
Great to know. You were talking about prevention, right? What are some ways that you'd recognize if you are pre-diabetic, or how can you tell that you are? Is there a test that we can take?
Yes, there is a pre-diabetes risk test that you can take to see if you're at high risk. It's very easy to take and only takes about a minute or two to complete.
All right, let's do it.
All right. So,
all you got to do is scan the QR code that's on the screen right now. It'll take you to a link that'll take you to the test. And so first question, let's go for it.
First question, do you have a mother, father, brother, or sister with diabetes?
Okay, next.
Have you ever been diagnosed with high blood pressure?
Okay, next.
How old are you?
A woman never tells.
What ethnicity best describes you?
Okay, we'll go here. And next.
And are you physically active?
I try to be, so.
Are you a man or a woman?
Okay, woman.
Now, if you're a woman, it will also ask you if you've ever been diagnosed with gestational diabetes.
Yes, and that would be during pregnancy. I had my 2 babies, but no gestational diabetes, thank goodness.
And then it'll ask you to enter your height and your weight.
Okay, I'm short.
And then the test will calculate your score for you.
Okay, see your results. And boom, I got a 0 out of 10.
Wow, that's awesome.
Which is low risk for pre-diabetes.
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
If you score 5 or higher, then you'll be at high risk for having pre-diabetes. But only a doctor can diagnose it for sure. So if you take the test and it tells you that you're at high risk, let your doctor know, and he or she can order a blood test to confirm it.
Okay, so eating healthier can also help prevent diabetes, doing some lifestyle changes, staying active. What are some of the programs that you'd suggest taking?
People can take the pre-diabetes risk test and join a diabetes prevention program at beatdiabetes.hawaii.gov. And they can also scan the QR code, which will take them directly to our landing page.
Right on, Elia. Thank you so much for joining me today. And
Thank you.
All the information, we're going to have everything up on our website as well, hinowdaily.com. Mahalo.